Welcome everyone to 3 Count Commentaries. Today, we got another Bloodline Civil War brewing. This time, it's a shoot. Rikishi took aim at his nephew Zilla, and Zilla responded, and Zilla's mama responded. So we're going to talk about this because this is an example of sometimes it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And that's what happened in this situation here is Rikishi said something that I actually understand what he's trying to get at, but the way he said it was completely disrespectful. So it all started because of Rikishi's podcast. Podcasts get so many people in so much trouble. Sometimes you just don't have to podcast, or some things you just can't say. But he was asked about Zilla Fatu's big debut on TNA. He was on the pre-show of Slammiversary, teaming up with Enzo Amore and the guy's name, I think his name is Ben Bishop. And they were wrestling Steve Macklin and 2 other guys from TNA, and they won the match. And Rikishi was asked what he thought about Zilla's debut, and this is what he said.
Hey, well, here's my thought on it. You know, I get it. Your pop's friend was Jeff Hardy, right? If he had long hair, I would have thought it was Jeff Hardy out there. Like, on the independent circuit, Zilla's been building his brand out there. You know, that's Umanga's, son. And when you finally get onto a big screen, like that had to be his big television broadcast opportunity, right? I didn't see why he would put the paint on his face. For me, it wasn't good marketing. Like, I felt like you were marketing Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy does not need any marketing. Jeff Hardy is an icon in his own right. Right? I get it. You love Jeff. Jeff loves your pops. But your pops is not here anymore. So, at the end of the day was, would you have gone... I feel that, him coming out as himself, as, who people see us as, would have benefited him a lot more than coming out with a paint by Jeff Hardy. And I believe Jeff Hardy had similar paint on him, that night, because that...
All right, so I actually understand what Rikishi is saying, and I say that all the time about wrestlers, that you need to establish yourself. The Rock doesn't come out dressed like Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior or anything like that. He comes out dressed as himself. And this is one of the newer generation of wrestlers that comes out that were fans of guys in the 80s and 90s, and now cosplay culture has taken over. So I get it. And I feel the exact same way when I see wrestlers coming out in superhero inspired gear, or they come out dressed like, some anime character or something like that. You need to establish who you are first, and then you can, go off the grid and do interesting things. This was Zilla's big debut on a major stage. This was 10,000 people in the UBS Arena in New York, seeing him for the first time. Yes, he wrestles in that area anyway with the House of Glory, and he's wrestled in that area for GCW. But for a lot of people, this was the first time they were going to see him. And they did see him wearing Jeff Hardy face paint. But to bring up that your pops ain't here anymore is kind of, that's a little touchy. That's a touchy subject. So I had to consult the Anoa'i family tree. So Umaga is Rikishi's little brother, which makes Zilla Fatu first cousins with the Usos, okay? So that's how it works. And it's a tough situation when, this guy passes away, and he died in 2009. I didn't think it was that long ago. My God, it was longer than I thought. And it's touchy, let's say. Because Zilla is fighting and scratching through, a whole lot to get to this point. And, he's gotten some negative attention over the last couple of months with some of the issues he had with GCW, or some of the issues he had in other places. He's kind of working on his reputation, and now he's going back and forth with Rikishi. So after that podcast came out, Zilla Fatu responded, mostly in all caps, "For you to talk down on me and chase for clout is out of pocket, 100. You got my number, so why you ain't text me or call me personally and put me on game, at Real Rikishi. Instead, you went on your podcast and do the most. Thumbs down. And for your information, Unc, my pops is here. He ain't never left." That's real. I understand how he was offended and upset by that. You know, I wouldn't want my uncle saying stuff like that either. I understand the criticism. The heart of the criticism is go out there and represent who you are the first time people see you. Let them get to know you and all that sort of stuff. I get that part. But the whole thing is, yeah, your pops was friends with Jeff, but your pops ain't here anymore. It's like, that's extreme. Okay, we went over the line. We went right to the line, and then we took 2 steps over, you know? And because this happened, Umaga's wife decided to go, I guess, live on Instagram, and she decided to, I guess, air out Rikishi for not really doing much to help the Usos, which is crazy. But we're going to go ahead and listen to her video as well while we're here.
I'm the one who said, go get the twins. Twins are handsome. I think we can pull this off. And then he said, okay, let's go get them. And that's what the fuck we did. Where was his dad at? He never did shit. And he got jealous. How many months were the twins here? 9 fucking months they stay with me. 9 fucking months. 9-10 months they got their development deal. Why? I was cooking every day, every morning, make shake, take their asses to the gym. We all went to the gym, come back home, shower, then my late husband would take them to Booker. Come on now. Same thing, same shit. Pound, grind. What happened? They got development deal, 9-10 months. 9-10 months. And this is when his brother was jealous of him. Sorry, I'm putting all this in. This is the same.
Okay. So basically, we heard from her mouth, these Samoans, man, they all look alike too. Because this woman looked like the rest of them. She can't be blood related to them, and she looked just like the rest of them. Anyway, she basically accused Rikishi of being jealous of Umaga. Umaga was more successful than Rikishi was, even though Rikishi's career was longer. Obviously, Umaga was in the Battle of the Billionaires, got to work with Donald Trump and Hulk Hogan. Not Hulk Hogan, shit. Donald Trump and Vince McMahon at WrestleMania, was on the cover of that's bigger than anything Rikishi's ever done. Rikishi's height was being in Too Cool in the Attitude Era. I'm going to put this aside because women can do stuff like this where they kind of pit family members against each other. I don't like that. I don't like that she kind of just basically like, you always been jealous of your brother. That's also kind of extreme. But Rikishi started it. And this was completely foul and could have been handled a whole lot better. Even if he was going to criticize Zilla and tell him, yo, go out there, represent us, represent your father, represent who you are, that would have been perfectly fine. And it would have been game he'd have picked up on for later. But now you distracted from your point by saying, your dad's not here anymore. Because now he's laser focused on that part. People that have to understand, when you talk to young people, you do have to watch what you say. Because they have a habit of missing the point and directing to the part that offended them, the part that upsets them. And this happens a lot with everybody, but it happens specifically a hell of a lot with young people, especially young men. They will completely ignore your entire point and focus on the part that pissed them off. And now we got this guy's mama going out here now and airing family dirty laundry. This is not going to work out. Okay? This is not good. And Rikishi's going to have to fix this. He's got to apologize, and he's got to say he meant no disrespect. Obviously he couldn't meant any disrespect. That's his nephew. I would imagine he cares about him. But this ain't going. You got to really watch what you say. This is prime dumb stuff. And it was completely unnecessary. But let me know what you guys think. And I'll talk to you good people later. Peace out.